Hey crypto friends, my name's Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. So it has been quite a while since I have released a video, about 4 weeks now actually, and I am going to be starting to get back onto my videos on a regular basis again. I've just been doing a lot of trading within the last few months or so I've been a little bit tied up here, plus my regular daytime job as well. It's just I really haven't had much time to do much videos. So I'm going to get back on the videos here and I am going to start pushing them on a weekly basis again as well. But anyway, today I am going to go ahead and show you guys the overall TOTAL3 altcoin charts, and we are going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just because anything can happen at any given time and we can't see the future, so we want to go through both bullish and bearish scenarios to figure it out. So guys, before I go ahead and start this video, for those of you who do love trading crypto and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. And the best part about the Blowfin exchange that I absolutely love is they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. So guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this TOTAL3 chart that we've got going on here. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the TOTAL3 chart, it's basically the market cap chart for the entirety of the altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is basically the market cap of all of your altcoins in a cumulative manner, all right? So as you guys can clearly see, in our last bull run in 2021, we topped out way up here at around 1.13 trillion. So we are going to go ahead and let's go ahead and mark that here as a cycle, or as a high that we want to eventually reach. Now, as you guys can clearly see here, we have also got this high right in here as well. So we can mark that as a resistance level as well. And as you guys can clearly see where we're at currently right now at the time of me speaking right now, we can clearly see that here on the weekly chart, we have actually gone up to this level here at $839 billion, but we have not been able to hold it yet so far, as you guys can clearly tell. So far, we are trending below that number right now. But we do have some very solid support at our current cycle high right here at around the $789 billion level. And we've also got support down here right around the $720 billion area as well. And then we've also got another layer of support down here at the roughly around roughly around the $663 billion level as well. And lastly, we will go ahead and mark this one down here as well, because this is kind of the beginning of where we started to pump. So we've got some very good solid support levels here. But another thing that I want to go ahead and point out to you guys is we are also starting to finally complete this cup and handle. As you guys can clearly see, we've got a nice little cup here from the bear market that we had down in here, and then we went up and had our first leg in the bull market, and then we started to create the handle, and now we are starting to break out of that and starting to go back up again. Now, what we really realistically want to see is price action reach this high right up here. But I do not think that we will end up just going straight up from there. As you guys can clearly see by looking at the candlesticks here, what we can clearly see and what we can clearly conclude here is that we have already touched this previous high here of 839 billion 2 different times, 2 weeks in a row, last week and the current week that we are in right now as well. Now, if we end up closing this week out below this level, my guess is we will try to come back down and retest this $789 billion level. If that ends up failing, we may end up coming down to retest the $720 billion as well. Now, realistically here, since we are in a bull market, I personally hope and do not see us actually going past this $720 billion level again, strictly because that was a very, very strong resistance area as we were going up, all right? So what can be concluded here is you know, there is a good possibility in a bearish scenario that we could end up coming down. If this level ends up failing, we end up coming down to this level here at 720 before gaining momentum again and going back up and breaking through and start heading towards this high up here of 1.13 trillion. So this is on the weekly chart. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart now and see what we've got going on, because here on the weekly we can clearly see that things look pretty damn bullish. So if we go ahead and change it to the daily chart, we can I don't know why my brush keeps doing that shit. Here on the daily chart, as we can clearly see, we have got all kinds of of crazy wicks going on here. We had this big giant leg up all the way up until the roughly around the $775 billion area, and it's kind of just been a slow, grueling rise ever since. And as you guys can clearly tell by all of these empty wicks up here, these empty wicks tell us that there's a lot of bears out there that are trying to push the prices down. So this current upswing that we are currently in right now could end up or could be losing overall momentum right now as we speak. And again, if that happens, that's what I'm talking about here on the weekly chart. If that does end up happening, there is a possibility we could end up dropping down to this support level here of $789 billion, or if that fails, down to this $720 billion area as well. Now, if we go ahead and zoom in even closer to the 4-hour chart, we can clearly go ahead and see that, as you guys can clearly see, when we are insanely bullish, we typically stay above the 20-period EMA right here. And when we get bearish, usually when we get bearish, price ends up coming down and breaking through the 20-period EMA and drops all the way down and ends up riding beneath the 20-period EMA. So that's kind of what we want to look for here. As you guys can clearly see, the overall price action is currently right on the edge right here of the 20-period EMA. So there is a small chance that we could end up dropping below. And if we do end up dropping below and closing below it, my guess is we will be heading for this $789 billion area. All right, so we want to keep an eye on all of these scenarios, okay? But overall here, we are in an overall overall bull market, and realistically, I think if we do end up dropping and breaking past this 20-period EMA and end up going down to $789 billion, or worst case scenario down to $720 billion, my guess is we will end up obviously breaking out of it and moving back up to the upside once again, as soon as all of these coins cool off from their big highs that they ended up creating just recently. And the reason why is because every peak always has a valley. So this thing may end up creating a valley here very soon. So that's kind of what we want to look forward here to, guys. But overall, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you guys enjoyed this one, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on where you think the overall price of altcoins is going to go here in the short term. And with that said, for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos as well.